worlds collide. Hi, Chad. I wasn't expecting you there. What's up, homies? I was stuffing my face. Oh, and they can actually hear you. Hi.
Oh.
Hi, it's us, chat.
Hi.
All right, I need you to move around a lot. Move around. Go.
Move.
Left, right. Dance.
Dance. Okay. My camera can only pick up so much.
That's fair. Okay.
I'm trying to keep my eyes like,
Oh, you're too loud. Let me turn you down.
Oh, I'm
Speak.
so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi.
You're not. No,
Bark, bark, woof, woof.
you're fine. Don't apologize. I will
I'm
commit.
not apologizing to you. I'm apologizing to chat.
All right, chat. Kill them.
Hi guys. Hi.
Wait, there we go. I put a limiter on you.
Oh, okay. Damn, you put a limiter on me.
Yeah, I put a limiter on you so if you scream, it will not go higher.
I don't scream. We learned this last time. I'm not the screamer.
Yeah, just give me some time. I'll get you there. Anyways.
Oh, saucy little minx.
I'm so distracted by this song right now, chat. I will talk in just a second. You talk for me.
Hi guys, so it's my stream now. Fuck Gene, I guess. So keep a stream, go away, Gene. Helping my friend reach the peak and peak. So lurk, have a good lurk, Moreau. Reach the peak, reach it. We got a cutie suicide of stinky dog today. Aw, Echo. Hi, Pomo. Hi. How are you? It's my stream now. We don't talk to Gene. It's my stream now. I hope that you are doing well. Here, let me go to the top of the list. Keeper, Gigi's on first. Euro Frosty, good job on second. And Vanya, you got third. Good job.
We can count today, chat. Mwah.
We can count today.
I want to talk about that song that just played, by the way. That song, so that song is Flagpole Sitta by Harvey Danger. It is their only good song. And now here's what was happening back in that era. Apparently what they were doing is they're paying people to write a big song for them, and they would record the song and then they do a bunch of their own songs, and all of their songs would suck.
No voice to sing again
so hard. And I'm so upset.
Good.
We're talking about music. Shush.
Hey, Pomo asked me how I was doing. I am answering the goddamn question.
This is the Gene
It's my stream now, remember?
No. Bad.
Oh, I'm echoing.
Oh, why are you echoing? Oh, give me a second. Speak.
Bark, bark, woof, woof. I'm not
Continue.
a dog.
Wait, continue speaking?
Nyan, nyan. But no, I'm doing pretty good.
Wait, are you coming across my headphones? Okay, one second. Apparently,
interesting.
I have my volume turned too high, chat. Or my wait. Anyway, sorry.
Okay, I'm waiting.
Wait.
Oh, was that all we were waiting for? Was you to beatbox? Chat, what are we gonna do with him?
Chat, I'm so good at beatboxing. You've never heard someone beatbox as good as I do.
Why did Gene start? I have no idea. I have no fucking idea.
Because it's the beatbox hour. Just...
Aw, Ray, thank you. But no, you're cute. Why are you looking at me?
Wait, no, you're over here.
Yeah. Why?
Rubble. We like.
Is it because I'm flirting up with your chat?
I'm sorry, I was not giving any attention to my chat.
He's haunted by the voice of Helen.
No. You know what song I was thinking about, chat? Do I want to hear the song I'm thinking about right now? It's this song here. It's by
You're not invisible, Silas. You're not invisible. Hush. What song are you thinking of?
This song. I have not looked at chat at all yet. I don't know who's here. This song.
Oh my god. What song? Let me listen. I don't know this song.
This is La Di Da Di by Slick Rick, covered by Mindless Self-Indulgence. Wait, no, here comes. You ready? This part.
I see you, Silas. I'm going
Anyways.
to fix my camera real quick because it's being weird with my eyes, and I don't want it being weird with my eyes.
La-di-da-di, we like to party. And that's why I was thinking about beatboxing. Anyways, chat. Hello.
My model.
Oh god, you just I'm straight now. I'm sorry, chat. Keeper's now heterosexual. We're gonna have to remove you. This is an LGBTQIA stream.
Excuse me, I'm bisexual.
Yeah, exactly. Bye.
Oh, fuck you!
I thought about hanging up, but I wouldn't do that. Okay. Hi, Echo. Good to see you. Hello, Eurofrosty. Thank you for getting second. Hello, Keeper of Fate. How dare you get first? You're here. That's not allowed. The greed in the Bible was not this bad. Vanya, hello, lovely Vanya. Even if you give me brain trauma, Vanya, I want to team up with you against chat. Can we do this?
Can we do what? I'm sorry, I was reading Aura. I was reading Aura's comment.
Hi, Aura. How you doing? Lovely to see you. Lilypad. Hi. Hello, Silas. Good to see you. Brain trauma. I just have trauma. I can give you brain trauma. Or just brain. Anyways, hello, Lynx. How you doing? Hi, Gift to Venus. Are you a gift to Venus? You know that Saturn is losing its rings, by the way, chat? Chat, you should have put a ring on it.
Wait, what?
Saturn is losing its rings. It was going to happen eventually, but it's doing it now. Saturn's rings were caused by debris. Eventually, debris settle. Moreau, lovely to see you.
Depressing. I don't like hearing that. That's depressing.
Hun, when were you planning on going to Saturn?
Never, but I still don't want to hear that Saturn's losing its rings. That's still depressing.
Why?
It just is. It's space.
Well, look, we're putting enough trash around ourselves that eventually we will have our own rings. Give it time. Pomo, good to see you. Mwah. HK,
I need to figure out my camera.
Keeper likes me more than Gene. I'm fine with that. That's fair. I don't think Keeper likes me at all. Mostdwarf. The song was Fedspos Sitta.
Hush your face.
Flagpole Sitta. Sorry. Keeper's echoing. Is Keeper still echoing?
Am I echoing in? Is it because I got loud? I'm not sick, but I'm not.
No, I think you're good. Not the ghost of Helen Keller. Yeah, it is the ghost of Helen Keller. Crying? Don't cry. Why are you crying? Lynx, good to see you. Good to see you. Go get your energy drink. Love it. Love it.
You guys died.
Hi, Voiden.
I'm sorry. That means you guys aren't making it to the peak.
If you can't think straight for an hour, can you at least think gay for an hour?
Yes.
Okay. Fashion, more energy.
Sorry.
More fashion, more energy. Okay. Aura, you're the comedian of the night. I believe in you, Aura. You got this. Live up to your grand expectations. He's summoning her. Weeboo. Summon the ghost of Mivu. Hold on. Okay, finally got to put on my comfy socks and sorted out most of my...
Cursed by the damn lady. Way to go. Now my lungs hurt. I said Helen Keller.
Hit a less deep hit. Don't take it so deep.
He did say that.
What did I say?
That. No, Aura. I said haunted by a killer at 3 a.m. gone wrong. And Aura deadass said, what is she gonna do? Run into a wall?
Oh, that's bad. That's bad, chat. We're not allowed to laugh at that. Did you know there's people that don't think Helen Keller existed?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
That sobered me up real quick. What?
Some people don't think Helen Keller is real. How did she write books? Anyways. We're playing the Evil Within chat.
No, Silas, don't leave.
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Anonymous for gifting us. What? Who gifted? What? What? Anonymous! Thank you, Anonymous. Mwah! I love you.
So sweet. Gene's not real.
I'm not real, chat.
Goddamn, Gene, you're not real.
This is the point where I'd fade, but I'd also take Keeper with me. So
oh no, yeah, don't take it.
I can't really.
Pink. Oh, hey guys, can I share something that Pink made for me? Please.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Mind you, she flew a plane, then gassed her bad. Now you blind and deaf and flew a plane. They probably sat her in and let her pretend.
Oh, Pomo, no, you.
Since when did Helen Keller... Hi, Gino, how you doing? Since when did Helen Keller fly a plane? Are we talking...
Gino. But Pink made
Hello,
that for me,
every
y'all.
nun. Nice. Oh,
Right,
they're done.
right.
Amazing. Hello, Desi. Helen Keller's actually here.
Whew.
Oh, okay. Did you just get shivers when we mentioned Helen Keller?
No, I
Crazy.
took a sip of whiskey.
I
I'm
like
drinking,
having
y'all.
double keepers. Chat, we're keeping double keeper. Little keeper
Twice
gets
the
to hang out with
goodness.
little Jean. Okay.
Aw.
I really like your
cute.
fugi. You did. That's an amazing fugi. Who made that for you?
Thank you.
Don't care. No, just
Moiselle.
kidding.
That's so mean. Moiselle, she's an artist that I found through another streamer friend. She is really cool. She's sweet. She's a rat VTuber.
She's a rapper.
A rat.
Chat. We gotta go ask her to rap. Chat, everybody go DM them right now. Hunt them down.
No.
Be like, Keepa said you'll rap. And then see if they'll beatbox and rap for you, okay?
Sweet. Two keepers. Don't. A rat. Yeah. Two keepers walk in a nightclub.
Oh no! Don't harass her! Don't harass her! That is a joke.
Yeah,
I realize if I
yeah.
as I get more popular, I need to be careful what I say. Chat, do not harass them.
Well, it also helps that nobody knows how to spell her name. So
Yes. All right. We're gaming.
hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah. But how's chat doing? My friend decided he didn't want to climb peak again at 1 a.m. after all, so I guess stream can have my attention. Wow, I like your pixel right there to the left side. It's super cute.
I'm glad that you're here, Moreau.
Me too. I got a free spike for my city. Echo, you're not supposed to tell people you're committing robberies. Oh, wait, what's this?
Yeah,
Why-
harassing people's bad.
What's the eye doing?
Okay, I'll send it to you. Or, yeah, I'll be at my phone. I was about to say, yeah, let me go through Discord, but I was like, wait, I'm watching Cheat play. I can't.
Hush, hush, don't you
Play
fret.
Delaloon.
But how is everybody doing? Is everybody doing okay? I love you.
Yes. How are you doing?
Not good. I'm dying.
Oh, shit.
I'm kidding. Everybody's dying at just different paces.
That is very true.
I'm going to be honest, chat.
That's very true.
I remember nothing.
Well, we're looking for Leslie because Leslie got away. We beat the big guy.
Ah.
Doctor Dude?
It's true. Thank you for the sub. Who gifted a sub to Helen?
Ayo! And they won! No fucking way! No way!
Thank you for the gifted
Pause.
sub. I don't want to gift them VIP. So, we're not giving them VIP, but oh, ain't he pretty? Oh, chat. Sorry, let's pause this real quick. Is game loud enough? Or is game too quiet, chat? Should we turn it up?
Oh,
Bit low?
my
Okay, a little
fucking
quiet.
God.
How's it for you?
It's good for me. I'm fine. I can adjust the volume, darling. I can adjust the volume.
I know you're very talented at moving things.
I am.
All right, chat, is that better, or do we want to turn it up?
But I am. We can't hear the game like
Is this loud enough, chat, or do we need it louder?
Ew, gross. Itchy tasty. Wrong game.
Louder? Okay.
Palma was like, louder.
That should do.
This guy's got some problems.
He got brainworms.
Ew, he do.
Oh, he's gone.
He just disappeared. What the fuck?
Me when I disappear.
Done that to Valerio.
Wait, why are you laughing? Is it not perf? Oh, there's keys inside of him. The brain words made him silly.
But still, I'm doing pretty good. I'm just waiting for a gameplay of Resident Evil 2 and also 4 while making my new sketches right now. Nice, Genu, nice.
How do I back away? Let me stop looking at this, please.
I don't know how to do it on a keyboard. I'm sorry.
Okay, we're just gonna keep hitting buttons until it works. Oh, it's C? Okay.
That's weird.
Stop bullying me. I refuse to not bully you. Pomo, how dare you? How dare you be so goofy? Oh, that's not the... Is it E? Oh, it's space. Okay. No! Space. There we go. Okay. Okay, you ready? Do I control... Oh. Okay.
You gotta gut that guy. You gotta stab him. So
Okay,
gross.
Okay, well, what button stabs?
I don't know. I don't play. We talked about this last time, and
Okay,
Vanya said that they were breaking up with me. I don't play mouse and keyboard.
I found it.
Ew.
Chat, I'm so good at this.
Oh, it's so gross. It's so gross. Stick your hand in there.
Oh, chat can't see me. Chat can't see. We're completely blocking it. It's great.
Oh, no.
Chat, there's nothing going on. Oh, God, he's alive.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. How was there a person named Helen Keller MILF?
I have no idea.
Did I get it? Did I get it?
I think so.
Okay, cool.
Check your inventory.
Inventory. Damn it. Inventory? No. Inventory. No. Inventory. No. Inventory? No. No. Yes! Aha! Was it just a key?
Yes, I believe so.
So I just have 2 keys now. Chat, I'm so good at this game. Anybody who says different is lying.
That was probably worth checking out.
Did I not check it out?
Pretty sure you did. You stuck your fucking hand inside of him.
Boo! Oh. Oh. Return to hell, don't pass go, get $200. I want $200.
I could use $200 too.
You should play this game, chat. Everybody play this game.
This game is a lot of fun.
What button was it?
I know,
Okay,
I've
V.
played it.
How do I change? Oh, I have
And
no
I've beaten
ammo.
it. That's right, you have no ammo. He scared me. I was about to tell you to shoot him. Leslie!
That came from outside.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat from exhaust and enjoy, folks. See you, keep it. Bye, Pomo. Get good sleeps. I hope
Not
that
allowed.
Your voice...
Come back. No.
I hope that
no
your
sleep.
voice
No
gets
sleeping.
all the rest that it needs.
No sleeping.
I don't know what game to play. You know who else played this game? Helen Keller. I'm sorry. I should not. This game sucks, JK. Not again. I said don't.
You're gonna get me canceled.
I'm so sorry. I can't. I was hanging out with Vanya and Aura. Blame them.
Oh, there's your
I love
problem.
you guys. Oh no, they're so sweet.
Yeah, they're gonna make you commit crimes, apparently. I got a book.
The Helen Keller 2 hour bit was so funny. It was. It went on for 2 fucking hours.
All right, but Silas should get $200. We should just give Silas $200.
No effing in the club.
Oh?
Yeah.
What's that have to do with anything?
I don't know. Give me $200.
Oh, thank you for the alt Silas gift. Is there an alt Silas account? Can you just gift subs to random names?
Anon.
Well, thank you, Anon, for the sub. I really appreciate it.
I don't know if I know this Anon or not.
Wait, a really loud ASMR? What are we talking about?
A really loud ASMR? What?
I know, but does that Twitch account actually exist? We have a hype train.
Oh wow, you do have a hype train.
Why are you gifting a sub to pay money, Wubby? How do I open doors?
Oh,
Hi, Quiddle. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
I'm gonna drink more whiskey.
No, idiot.
Excuse me.
The fuck you, me? My throat hurts. Let's drink alcohol. Thank you for the sub, Desi. I really appreciate it. Desi, congratulations on being VIP. You get temporary VIP until I decide to take it away. Desi.
I don't have water.
Desi, what's your full name? Desi, can you type something for me real quick? All right, there you are. Desi Dark ASMR.
Oh, apparently Wubby is subbed to your. Oh, wait,
The
what?
phantom exterior,
yeah.
like fish eggs, interior, like suicide, wrist red. I could exercise you. This could be your phys ed. Cheat on your man, homie. Hey, geesh. I tried to sneak through the door, man. Can't make it. Can't make it. Shit's stuck. Out of my way, son. Door stuck. Door stuck. Please. I beg you. We're dead. You're a genuine dick sucker.
What the fuck was any of that? What was it?
Vanya.
That was.
I had to unmute because I needed to listen to that. I needed to.
My. What?
This way, please. Is I think what she said.
Where are we going?
Follow her.
All right, Casey, make me some food. Genu sketches. Thank you, Gina. Thank you for the sub. We're getting all the subs today. I really appreciate it, guys. We're moving up the hype train.
It's whoever this Anon is.
Oh, hi, Anon. I love you. Mwah. Anon, you're the best. Is this the bullets? The new bullets? No, there's no bullets. She's about to kill me.
This.
No. She's about to kill me and throw me into one of these.
No, she's not.
She's
Trust
killing
me.
Yeah.
Do you have a key like this?
Jingle jangle back or the back rooms. How are you gonna continue to let her be Markiplier? How long?
Yeah.
How long?
I want to see if she'll ever stop.
She's not gonna.
It's jingling a lot for being a single key.
It's probably the key ring it's on.
It won't stop, chat. He's just looking around. Yeah. I don't know what the fuck's over here.
Oh
What the fuck's over here?
Lord.
All right, you're here. What's up? What do you want? Key? No. I don't know about a key. Why are you jingling it so close to me? You just what? You're just not blinking. Oh no, wait, no, you did blink, but you're just staring at me. Do I look pretty?
How I feel right now.
I think they like me, chat. She's still looking at me. Do you think she'll kiss me if I just stand here long enough? Maybe she'll get a little kiss. Give me a little kiss. She's gonna have a little kiss. Come on, kiss. No kiss.
She has no interest in you.
Spider punch, spider kiss. Hi, pretty lean. How you doing? She's still going. That's gotta hurt her wrist at this point.
This is the face of a woman who has absolutely no interest in you.
I would not know. I can't read faces.
Really?
She has to have carpal tunnel by now, right?
Yeah.
She just will not stop. She's never stopping
Aw,
yet.
smoot. Mwah.
Wow.
You didn't even have to pay for that. Oh, there's 5 minutes of Southern Voice.
All right. Here we're going. What do you mean there's 5 minutes? Since when? Since when? Thank you for the gift sub to who?
Since KC.
All right.
Nurse HR. There is 5 minutes of Southern Voice since K Cat Attack redeemed it.
All right, my alert is broken, chat. Because they didn't win. Wait, where'd she go?
She walked away.
Oh.
She didn't want to deal with your ass no more.
That's no fun. But thank you, Nurse HR, for the sub. I really appreciate it.
That was Anon. That was Anon again.
Oh, sorry. Anon,
I think
thank
Anon
you.
is just finding random usernames now.
I don't know.
That's how I feel right now. If
I
I
don't-
know
I don't
who
believe-
this
no.
is.
No, ain't nobody.
Swear to God.
Swear to God. Swear to God.
Swear to God.
Swear to God. Shit. Swear to God. Shit.
Swear to God. Swear to God, twat.
We've not played much of this game, you know. I've walked in a straight line and I've not shot a single enemy except a guy who split his own head open.
It's been many years since I've played this game. Many years.
Has it? Prove it right now.
Yeah, I played this game when it came out.
Count from 1 to 0. Let's go.
1. Actually, I should have said 0, then 1.
Yeah.
My bad.
I said 1, 2, 0. So technically, you're right. You're just also wrong. Have you thought about that? You thought about that one? I got next, chat. Counting is hard. You know what else is hard?
Counting is hard.
This world.
2 times of people.
I'm pretty sure you don't have one of those. I could be wrong. Why do I bring you around here?
2 types of people. You have to slow down.
Quiddle, oh. Well, thank you for the gifted sub to Quiddle. Who are you gifting? Why are you gifting all these subs to people? Who is Quiddle?
Anon, if you are who I think you are, send me a DM right now.
I can't open this door, chat. Oh, there we go. It's you know who it actually is? It's Keeper. Keeper's lying to us.
No, it is not me.
Keeper's gifting all these subs.
I'm not gifting subs, chat. I do not have. Oh,
Girls
no,
are
you
so
left
cool. They smell good, dress well, and walk gracefully. It's like they were created solely for the purpose of being admired. Even when a girl does something bad, I feel like she doesn't mean it with such malice.
The chat's talking to me.
If a girl were to beat me up, I believe she would do it with good intentions, rather than malicious ones. How could a girl do something wrong? Perhaps she didn't even intend to, but it just happened. Maybe I look like a complete simp right now, but damn, isn't that true?
It's true.
Most.
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 You know what? You're right. 100%. If a girl is beating you up, what did you do wrong? Girls can't do wrong. They're too pretty. Pretty stupid. Sorry, chat. That was inappropriate. You must be going. Shut up.
And that's when Keeper left. Leslie.
Thank you for the we gifted girls. All of them. All the girls, chat. All the girls have subbed to me now. Girls. Wait, what's going on? Oh. What the fuck? Oh, God!
Oh, shit.
Burn, baby, burn. Crystal inferno, burn, baby, burn. Yeah, no, no, no. Alright, chat, we gotta listen to the girl song. Give me a second.
Are we? Anon is a goat for all this right here. Damn, bro chopped his dick off with that axe. How much longer we got? I can't figure out which kind of accent I want to go with.
Anyways. I don't know. You been paying attention? I'm paying attention. I don't count. Chat, how do you do math?
Timers?
No, why would I do timers? I just look at what the most recent redeem was and assume.
Just assume. I do a timer.
Mm-hmm.
My cat is always sleeping on my bed when I walk into my room, so I guess I have.
My bed is always sleeping on my cat.
Aww. My cat is always sleeping on my bed. Did I really read that backwards?
No, I did.
Oh, okay.
Can't get away. Can't get away.
I like them girls who do drugs.
Grab the goop. The goop. Yes.
Oh my god, that delicious, delicious goop. You know what? Don't be slurping my goop. It's my goop. There's only so much goop we have in here. You hit the numbers together till they do the thing. Exactly. Just going ba ba da ba ba. You know, I do what I do. Hi, Voiden.
How are you doing, Voiden? Yeah, I did that for a reason.
Losing our minds, losing our minds, losing our minds.
Ruvik, it is you.
Chat, it's Batman.
Oh, poor Leslie.
I won.
He told you not to follow.
I've done stupid things for more reasons. Worse reasons.
Fuck.
The dare.
Hell, oh god! If the dare came in here and wait, am I supposed to still be Southern?
I don't know. I stopped being Southern. You didn't do a timer.
Oh well.
Checkpoint.
Did I lose?
No, you hit a checkpoint.
Oh. I'm back in the down there.
What is going on here?
What is going on
Tormenting
here?
Why, Voiden? I don't know what you're talking about.
The do. Do you know who needs to subscribe to me?
Who?
I don't know, actually. I'm like, do I have anybody I want to come check me out? I'm like, no. But the do is cool. The do is cool. Thank you for the gifted sub to the do. They do. Good. If you know what I mean. Wink, wonk. Ah! Ah! Sorry, I
You
survived.
nearly died.
No, I didn't.
Okay. Keep telling
No.
yourself that.
The fuck?
Sweet dear God.
I almost died, but I'm alive.
I don't know what you're doing, Voiden. Voiden has problems. You should purr. Like, legitimately purr.
Me?
Yes, I need to see what happens when you do it.
Nothing. Why? Why would I need to purr?
Oh, Voiden. Nothing, I'm just fucking with Voiden. I'm being cruel.
You'll pay? No. I refuse to take money for this. I don't know what I'm doing, chat. I just keep his body. What if I pull it again? It's another bot. It's a. Oh, what is that? What if I pull it again? You'll pay me to shirt rip? I refuse. Why don't I pull it again? What happens if I pull it again?
Okay.
There. What happens if I pull it again, though?
Oh my, you're at work.
Okay. Hey, Keeper, what do you think if it happens if I pull it again?
Nothing.
Keeper, do you think I should pull it again?
Yes.
Cool. What do you think will
Pull it
happen?
at least 3 more times.
Gotcha. Okay.
At least. And you've got Nyan Nyan redeems.
There.
Thank you.
Is that what you wanted?
Yes, I hope Boy didn't hurt it.
Okay, what
Thank
happens
you,
if I pull it again,
Silas.
though?
I don't know at this point. Nothing's happening, sadly.
I like the girls who do drugs. Smoke cigarettes in the back of the clubs.
Oh, I'm so mean. I don't even have to be on my stream to be mean.
I'm a mean. You're a mean one. Ah, fuck.
Whoa.
Mr.
You
Grinch.
almost hit that.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as cuddly as a. Is it cuddly? You're prickly as a cactus. You're as cuddly as an eel, Mr. Grinch. What is this? Why is it Jesus? Oh, it's a key. Go to sleep. Now to leave. Bye. Gotta go to sleep.
Bye, Silas.
Sleep well, pretty.
Bye, bye. Bye, guys. I hope that you sleep well and have good dreams. You deserve them.
Have funky dreams where you eat. Find me in my lair. Okay, back from your brain reset. Nice. Glad your brain resetted.
A brain reset.
Wink wonk.
What are those?
Huh?
What's a brain reset?
Well, you see,
Oh, what the hell is that?
it's a kicky barrel. You kick it.
Oh yes, please eat. Guys, if you haven't eaten and if you need to take medicine and stuff like that, please do.
Chat, if you are.
Braid is on the killer, dude. She won't leave me alone. God.
I am the one, don't need a gun to get respect up on these streets, my enemies. I don't know what we're doing, chat. I don't know why I'm kicking this. This feels important. Oh, whoops.
I don't remember.
I don't remember a lot of things. No.
Same. But I played this game when it first came out, and then I played the second one, and I was disappointed with the second one.
Oh, shit.
Are you trying to kick it, knock off the ladder?
I'm trying to. No, fuck it.
Get off the ladder. Boop. Kick. There we go.
No.
And then, no, god damn it.
Oh, thank you for the gifted sub to Pretty Lean. I really appreciate it. Okay. What the
I love that. Where's Ari? I don't know. And then Ari comes in. Just summoned her, just like that. My guy, I think you're like...
Okay. What the fuck?
Well, that's just not where it's even supposed to go. I don't know where it's supposed to go. Oh no. No. A bolt was wasted. Don't die doing this. Oh.
Ah! Ah! Oh,
Wait,
I'm supposed to put it under there.
you...
Oh, okay. Well.
Oh. Well, there's another one that's stuck in a corner. Can you kick it out of the corner? Oh, no. No.
Okay, well.
You were missed, Ari. And the
I'm gonna try
world
this again.
needed her most, she came.
You need to
should
brush your
burn
teeth.
She did
When I
what? She came.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Oh my goodness.
It's a shame that you can't pick that up. It's stuck. And you can't get another one, can you? Bless ya. I don't know why that was so funny. Oh.
I sneeze on Keeper.
Don't sneeze on Keeper. I saw it.
I did.
Ew, gross.
What am I doing, chat?
I don't.
What is wrong
I really
with me?
don't know.
Oh. Grenade.
Grenade.
Yes, queen. Slay. What do you mean Keeper's still echoing? Wait.
What? I'm still echoing?
Is Keeper echoing?
Am I echoing? I'm saying things and talking to make sure that I'm not echoing because echoing's not cool. I'm like the echo, I'm biased. Like, you are the echo, but I am apparently an echo. I am a different type of echo. Apparently, I am a bad echo. Voiden doesn't hear any echo. Aura, are you sure it's not just you, my god?
Wait, why are you coming
It's
across
subtle.
my mic?
Why am I coming across your mic? That's weird. I can hear a slight echo, says Moreau. Lamau. Lamau, as in meow, as in...
Why are you coming across my mic?
I don't know.
What the fuck?
Interesting. Connie, baby, yeah. I ramped up my volume to max and I can hear it now. Keeper, stop coming on his mic. Right, Echo? I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay, no, it's fine now. Speak?
Speaking, bark, bark, woof, woof.
Yeah, you were, for some reason, you were pathed over my mic.
It's Helen Keller. It's making Keeper Echo, Keeper of Echo. I'm not. Oh my god, new subscriber, Keeper of Echo.
How the fuck is there a Keeper of Echo? Who is this?
I don't know. I don't know.
I also can't hear the game now.
You have a stretch, redeem. I'm gonna stretch.
Yeah, you can stretch. I'm not stretching. Okay, well.
The game is like super loud now. Did you turn the game up?
No, I can't hear the game.
Oh, you can't hear it.
At all.
Oh,
You can hear the game?
shit.
It's loud for you?
Like, do stuff with the game again? Yeah, I hear the game.
I do not hear the game at all.
Oh shit, that is a problem.
Motherfucking fuckers.
Oh no.
I don't know if I've saved. I don't know where I save.
The last time I remember seeing it save is whenever you were like covered up in all the blood and shit and you were dropped
Are we
down.
sure it saved or did it checkpoint?
That was a checkpoint.
Okay, so there are autosaves. Okay. With the Ellen? All right, chat. We'll be right back
Dude.
for these messages.
What are these fucking names? Oh my god. I can't with these names right now.
I like the girls who do drugs. Keeper, you gotta say it.
I like the girls who do drugs. I don't know the song.
I like the girls who do drugs.
Like the girls who do drugs.
No, you're supposed to say it's one of those ask
I
and
don't
answer things. I like the
know.
girls who do drugs, and then you say drugs.
Oh, drugs. There you go. See, I ruined the song.
It's okay.
You need to share the game with me.
No, I don't.
How cool,
like the
chat. He's gonna
girl
make
who
me watch
do
it with a 5-second delay.
drugs, who's cigarettes in the back of the clubs.
Thank you.
I love puppies. Dead puppies. Dead puppies aren't very much fun. Chad, do you want to listen to Dead Puppies?
Uppies.
Do they?
Puppies get uppies. Yeah, puppies get uppies.
Puppies. Dead puppies. Dead puppies.
Avoid it. Because puppies get uppies.
Prove it right now.
I can't lift you.
Wow. And you called me fat.
I'm not calling you fat.
And you called me
you
fat.
tall. I'm calling you
Fat
tall. I can't
and
lift tall
ugly.
people. How did I call you ugly? Excuse me.
3. What the fuck? What is no? Dead puppies.
Puppies aren't ugly. Puppies are cute. I'm sorry. I have confusion.
Yeah, you're confused that you hate me so much.
I don't hate you.
You hate me a little.
Cool.
Arf,
No, I
arf,
don't.
arf, arf. I'm such a cute little puppy. What is that? I can't even tell what that emote is.
It is a chunky unicorn.
It's just so.
and it's called Fat Fuck.
I'm gonna go influence the trout population. I'm gonna go influence the trout population.
Don't you dare. I
Me
just
and the
learned
trout
what that
population
meant.
are gonna
I
be
just learned
so
what that
happy
meant.
together.
I just learned what that meant earlier this week. Do not dare. Don't you dare.
Too late's happening. Trout population, do do do. Trout population, do do do. Trout population, do do do.
Okay, so let's not drop anything and kick it anywhere. Let's go under. Like, let's see if we can go under. Let's figure out what the fuck we're
Under
supposed to
and
do.
over and over again.
Can we go under that?
What even is this stream? I don't know.
Oh.
Thank you.
Can it be me, Vanya?
No, not allowed. Sorry.
Excuse me, I didn't ask you.
Going back to the moon.
I asked Vanya.
You see, there's a problem with that.
What's the problem with
Fuck
that?
you.
Oh, fuck you too.
You're so mean to me.
Okay, who was mean first, chat?
Oh.
Oh.
Ah. Bees.
Oh wait, did my Discord sound just come through?
Through what?
I just got a Discord notification and I got a do
Doo-doo.
turning streamer mode on just in case. Cause that's unprofessional.
You're not unprofessional. Your mama is unprofessional.
My what's unprofessional?
Well, not yours.
Okay,
Obscure,
I was gonna
non.
say,
I murdered a man in chat. Redeem for keeper. The Voiden's asking to be called a bad girl, apparently. By keeper.
Voiden.
I don't know why you'd want that. But you know, you do you, boo.
I don't know. I don't know. Why'd you set yourself on fire? I'm not the mother thing again. We may or may not have been going through the stream, the other stream before this one.
Ah, bomb!
Fine, go ahead. Voiden paid for it.
Oh, no, you call Voiden
Gene,
a
there are
bad
other
girl.
games. Oh, Voiden.
Yeah.
Voiden.
Oh, mwah. Thank you, Moreau. And
I don't think that's how that was. I don't think that's how that was bought.
they said for keeper, so they're trying to get keeper to do it.
No. That's not.
Clearly, they want keeper to do it. It's okay. Go for it, keeper. You got this.
Voiden. You bad boy.
Jump, jump, jump. Where are we falling? No. Ah, over the door, over the door, over the door.
No, it's not opening. Careful. I don't think I got any of them.
I don't think so.
Shit.
A good moon drop from keeper, but not Gene. Okay, understood.
Vanya. You're such a good moon drop. Such a good little moon drop. My moon drop.
Oh, from Gene as well. Okay. You're such a good moon drop, Vanya. And are you okay with me calling you bad?
That's fine.
All right, keeper. You're such a bad girl. Heavy.
Oh, poor Voiden.
Come on, Eileen. No, do. Da.
You wear that dress. Come on, Eileen.
Don't come on, Eileen. She did not consent to this.
Just drinking. Thank you, Keeper. At least someone loves me here. I do love you.
I also love you.
Mwah.
He is no head.
Oh my god.
So no head?
No, no head.
Ow!
Oh. They were far away from you. That was bullshit. I literally called bullshit there.
What's bullshit's phone number?
It is 824
Okay, chat, write this down.
376 9524.
Don't call it, chat.
It was literally just a bunch of random ass numbers. Do not call
But
that
it's
number.
not 555, which is the default number for oh, he's a
No,
fat
I'm
boy.
gonna give actual random ass numbers. I'm not
He's
gonna
a
give
fat
555.
man. Oh, 555 is the default number so that you know it's a fake number. That way you can legally put it in TV shows.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Now I do.
Yep. Hey, the
Chat,
bitch
do not call that.
No,
Nope, Gene does not get head.
No, you don't know that. No.
I did not, anyways.
Well, you're gonna be like, yeah, no, I'm in your walls. I know.
Vanya does, though. Vanya would know. Vanya's in your walls. That is a really bad place to sit. Could you really not move? Are you really
No.
stuck?
It quit letting me move. It quit letting me move because he got tired.
Oh.
Oh, it just told me, hey, don't stand next to that or else they'll detonate.
And you literally ran out of stamina, so you couldn't move.
Yeah, no, but we're not. It's not over.
It's not Jover.
It's not Jover.
Oh shit. Boop, syringe. Oh, he's smart.
You see him fly. Gene, I think you need to avoid
pinned him
bombs.
to the wall.
Oh no! Look at your little fat boy.
No.
Oh, he fell.
Oh, oh no.
Don't feel sad for the fat boy.
Oh no.
Stop feeling sad for the fat boy. Come on.
But for real aura, right? The way he got thrown into it. Gene, I think you need to avoid the bombs.
I think you need to avoid
boy.
upsetting me. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Yeah, I think you need to kill all. Are people still alive?
It's me. I'm still alive, chat. I need to.
We can end each other.
No, not allowed. Sorry.
Okay, well then there you go.
Why am I so low on stamina? What the flip? LuckyJene actually hates me. Why would I hate you, Moreau? Oh, you didn't say anything. I already gave you a kiss. What do you want, Moreau? What more do you want from
I
me?
missed it. Where did it happen? I missed it.
A while back.
Oh.
Wait, I hear him. Okay, am I insane? Oh my god, there he is. Chat, I have... No, I have Little Bullet.
Okay. Blows that off. Nice.
No, I didn't want to do it.
Successfully blown. Keeper MC.
Okay.
My god, it's me.
What's you?
It's me.
What's you? You keep saying it's you. What do you mean it's you?
It's me.
What is you?
I'm in chat.
Oh, I don't see it. I guess it must have been changed recently.
It was just added.
Oh, yeah, then I can't see it.
Oh. No, yeah. It's a cherry blossom tree from Minecraft. Keeper MC means Keeper Minecraft.
No, it means Master of Ceremonies. Jeez, come on. It's meant Master of Ceremonies for fucking centuries
All right,
now.
okay, apparently I'm fucking Master of Ceremonies. Okay,
Yeah.
fucking hell.
It's me, the real
sorry.
MC.
Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Oh.
What's up,
I
homie?
forgot about you.
Ah!
I forgot about you.
Shit, I'd better run.
Okay.
You're fucked.
What the fuck? Okay. Yeah, girl. You get it. Get him.
Oh. I remember this vaguely, I think. Grab the stuff. All of it. All of it. All of it. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit.
I did it, chat.
Yeah.
She might not stay for long because I'm really sleeping. I kind of go get some eeps. What the fuck is that? Why am I just there? Why am I just there? Why am I just there?
I don't know. But yeah, I would start moving. Yeah. So you want to hit those buttons. You want to get down. You want to go down the ladder. You see it? I hope you see it, man.
There's no
I'm
ladder.
not telling you where it is. Yes, there is.
There's no ladder.
Oh my god. No, there's no
There's
ladder.
no ladder. Thank you for the gum.
Aw, Anon. So sweet.
Thank you for the gum. Thank you. Hi, Pinky. Thank you for the gift. It's up. I really appreciate it. Mwah.
What is it with you?
Why is it with
Oh
you?
shit, be careful, be careful.
There's a bet now. I ain't gone too far, but you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money. You can rely on the old man's money. It's a bitch girl.
Shit.
Oh, we're just gonna, just in case. Get you too far. We're good, chap.
Hydrate. I've got whiskey. I don't have water.
Moonshine time. Yay!
Yeah.
That
I forget
happened.
she crushes your head and then eats it. She
Aww.
goes slurp slurp. Welcome to a boss fight.
Welcome to America. This is I'm on the phone. What the fuck, Lucky Muckshock? I don't know what it is. Slurp a derp. Slurp that derp. Slurp that gerp, chat. Chat, if you not be gerping them slurps, what are you doing? Slurp the gerp. Gerp that slurp.
When you
Slurp the
can.
gerp. If you ain't slurping the gerp, what are you doing, chat? Just be slurping that gerp, okay? Gerp that slurp.
I have
Slurp
no
that
idea.
gerp.
Chad, I don't know what's wrong with him.
If you ain't be gerping that slurp, what's wrong with you? You should be gerping the slurp.
He's a
Slurp that
criminal.
gerp.
What is it?
Gerp that slurp.
What is it with you?
She ain't slurping that gerp, man. She ain't slurping that gerp. If she just slurped that gerp a little bit, chat, it would have been a whole different scenario. Remember, chat.
Oh man, I was kind of hoping you weren't going to, because I wanted to see if she was gonna pop out from it.
Oh, well, you should have told me.
No.
Then I could slurp that
I'm
gerp.
gonna let you play.
Ah!
Oh
Alright,
shit,
here we go,
best
Jack.
run, bitch. Best run, best run, best run!
I have so little stamina. How do I crouch?
Ooh. There we
Chat.
go.
Chat, do you think she finally slurped the gerp?
Drop the soap on you. Shotgun shell. One fucking shotgun shell.
But no, it's a special shotgun shell. It's not special, chat. Drops to soap. Me when I am
Forgot
soap.
about this
Stop dropping me.
bitch.
Sorry. Hello.
Oh hey, it's you, Rufik.
Give me a what the fuck?
I was gonna say, I don't know if I'd walk towards him. That was a very bad idea.
I mean, listen to me. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be doing the Southern voice right now, but it's not up to me. It's up to Pinky. And apparently I just goddamn exploded or some shit. That's insane. By the way, there are 3 shells and a box of shells. How many shells did I get?
One.
Yeah, look.
You got one shell.
There's 3 right there.
One shell. You
Actually,
got one.
that's a lot of bullets, but apparently it's 3.
That's one. You got one.
Me when I am
Ain't nothing
one.
gonna do nothing against Rufik. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm gonna shoot him. We'll see what
For
happens.
bullets. You got touched.
Jay's gone this time. He decided he didn't want to spawn. He didn't think he could handle this. He's just like, nah, man, I ain't about that life. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Oh shit, he's back. Well, I think we have a problem, chat. Oh, It's my really, really. Aura. Yeah, I can do an aura. Aura. That's what you wanted, right? Lovely.
Oh no, go.
Go where?
Oh shit, okay, I didn't realize it was gonna be a cutscene.
Anonymous
Oh
gifted.
shit.
Patoza, congratulations on getting the sub. Thank you so much for another gifted sub. I really appreciate it. Oh, Jesus.
Oh hey, it was one of those weird, the whole fucking world changes on you things.
I love that aura. You know, I've heard it's really sexy when a guy does that. I go aura. Yeah.
Yay, chapter 4 cleared. Congrats.
As you said, Pinky, when'd you get so much money? What if their username's just wait, an anonymous gifter? Wait. No, it's anonymous gifter. Okay, I'm about to say that'd be so funny.
Really?
No, it's not. Their name's not an anonymous gifter. It just says anonymous
Okay,
gifter.
I was gonna say, holy shit.
Pinky, since when did you start selling fee pics? And when were you gonna tell me? Gorg.
Oh, that drink emote. That's so cute.
Me when that shit be cracking, chat. What are you? Oh, it's just a normal little spike boy. All right, Lynx, you get some good sleep. You get them free for. I do. That's right. I forgot, Pinky. We've been sharing them for a while, haven't we?
Have good sleeps and get good dreams. You deserve them.
Anonymous gifter just gifted a sub to anonymous gifter.
What the fuck? This is wild now.
You know, if my head didn't hurt before, it does hurt now.
Fuck yeah.
All right, chat. We're gonna try to.
Oh my god. It's an onception.
Chat. Good news, everybody. We can be bees. Chat.
What's the news, River?
Then we can be bees.
No, that's not the news. I want to
Good
know
news.
River's news. That's
River.
not River's news.
River. Good news. You can be bees. Chat wants a girlfriend. Anyways, sorry. River.
Since your last visit.
You're not here. Oh, there you are.
Your last visit.
I'm gonna have a job. Did you have to submit a resume?
At an animal shelter.
God, that's crazy. A job. I love it when I want friends. I also want to be friends with them.
Thank you for censoring the slur.
God, check. Could you
Don't use the
imagine?
slur,
Like, no.
Gene.
You're right. I'm sorry. I'll never say the word job. Damn it! I just said it again. Job? No. What was Keeper? What was the word I'm not supposed to say?
Job.
Oh yeah, it's a job. Thank you. All right, but like, if I should avoid saying any word, chat. Like, if you had a word that you really would not want me to say, what word would it be? Like, I'll be very. The job word? Okay, I'll try to remember.
Job.
Job. Okay. No saying job. Understood. No jobs in this chat. You still before a J word? Oh. A jogurt?
Gonna fucking die.
A job. A job. Oh, you're right.
A job. That's right, Venus. Joseph? Broseph? What? Unholy Joseph?
Oh, you know what they say about me.
I join ad heal. What?
You know what I say about me. You know what they say. Yo, we just got an application for a job application. We just got a subscription for a job application. I'm really hoping for Jogurt, Gene. I'll get you some Jogurt. Some Gene Jogurt, all right?
I can't.
Hey, Vanya, can you mod a job application for me, please? Just keep an eye on job application. They're a new sub, and I'm very concerned about the job application.
I can't. I'm going to unmod myself.
No, chat. You must make dry yogurt the way he likes it.
Why are we shutting out? I can't.
You need to make him tried yogurt in the way he likes it.
My cheeks cheeks hurt. I can't.
Does nobody know the dried yogurt?
No.
I'm just gonna
What
keep
the
quoting it until somebody else.
fuck is wrong with you? Okay, but I did volunteer work Thursday, and apparently while volunteering, I did the work of 8+ shelter. Oh my god, River.
Remember,
That's amazing.
he likes, no, you must make the dried yogurt the way he likes it with the chocolate shell.
River, make sure that you know your worth.
Yeah. You are worth at least, actually, you can make dry yogurt, chat. Would you like to know how to make dried yogurt? The way he likes it? No. No. You must, I'll tell you how to make dry yogurt. I'll dry things beyond your imagination. Yeah, like my DMs. Sorry, we're good. Oh, you like know how to make dry yogurt the way he likes it?
Do I need to look this up so you can
No, but chat, would you like me moist yogurt? No! Get out of here, moist yogurt. He doesn't like it like that. I don't want a VIP moist yogurt. Vanya,
no, room. I love listening to her laugh.
Okay. Vanya, we're not boinking. What do you mean?
You wasted a bullet! Okay, there's actually something there. Dear God.
Did you not see him the first time?
I did, but I thought he was in a figment of her imaginations. I didn't realize he was actually real.
Honey Bunch, the other one almost killed me, remember?
I wasn't paying attention, no!
Congratulations on the game.
I was paying attention to chat.
Oh my God.
Vanya, come back.
Vanya, come back. You can blame it all on me.
No, there's an actual fucking account called Vanya Come Back.
How?
I don't know, but there is, and they were just gifted us up.
No. Chat Keeper killed me. Chat Keeper killed me by ignoring my bullet wasting. You're like, Gene, you're wasting bullets, Gene. Hi, I'm a gay man. How you doing? Welcome. Congratulations on being here.
I didn't know. And there is 2 in account Aura, apparently. Or this gotta be one of them more Kelling.
All right, we're gonna try this again. Anyways, so dry yogurt, the way he likes it. I mean, I'm a pansexual man, so you can call me a gay man if you want. Anyways. Yes, so dry yogurt, the way he likes it. Thank you for the sub, I suppose. All right. So you take the yogurt
Necessary for me, my ass.
and you put it into, like, you cover it in like a dish towel, and you like wrap it up in a dish towel, and then you put a pressure thing on it, and you will slowly push out the moisture from the yogurt, which will then leave you with basically a dry yogurt ball. And then you cover it with like a chocolate shell, or you like put fruit in it, and you can kind of mix it up. It's almost like Play-Doh at that point. And then you cover it in a chocolate shell, and it's very tasty, apparently. But there is specifically a Twitter account called like Doorknob Girl, and all she does is make posts where she goes, so he didn't like the way I made the yogurt last time, so we're gonna make dry yogurt the way he likes it. And remember, if you know how to make it, then he's gonna come for you and expect you to make the dry yogurt. And she says it like always on the verge of tears, and it's the best thing ever. There's hundreds of these videos. Oh, chat, I didn't get to explain the other thing to you. So I have a favorite TikTok series right now. It's stupid, but I love it. Okay, so there's this guy, and there was a Discord notification. I stopped it. So there's this guy, and he's in his car, and he says, day 1 of juggling quarters in my car. Day 1 of my like whatever long series of juggling quarters in my car, and he says, actually, guys, I don't actually want to do this series. I feel like it's going to be too mentally taxing, so I'm sorry for lying to you. Then he comes back the next day and goes, day 2 of juggling quarters in my car, John Discord. And then he goes, actually, it's still day 1. I was just too excited to record a video. Hey, John Discord. Congratulations, John Discord. Then they go, Day 3 of juggling quarters in my car, or juggling 4 quarters in my car, except actually it's day 2 because I named the day 1, day 2, and so now I've confused everything and I lied again. I hope you can forgive me. Then he goes, day 5 of juggling quarters in my car. It's like, actually it's day 4, but I decided just to skip day 4, so I'm sorry for lying. It's technically day 4, but I said it's day 5. Then he goes, and it just goes on. This goes on, and he just keeps lying every single time, and it's the best thing ever, and I love it.
Oh my gosh, this is not fun.
Thank you for another gifted sub. I really appreciate it. This is an insane amount of gifted subs, and I really, really appreciate it. This is absolutely insane. I don't know how many we have now.
I have no idea.
I love it. I appreciate you so much. I'm empty as F. Somebody fill me up. No. Good luck though. Get yourself a snack. Okay. Nikhil, how you doing? Love you, J-Dog. I also love me.
It's anonymous. Anonymous gifted you a sub.
Somebody once told me the world. Oh, River. What's up, River? What'd you say?
Anon gifted you a sub, River. We don't know who it was.
Oh, yeah. I
just saw a
ate the
mosquito
sharpest jewel. I also love you, Pinky. Mwah. You're lovely, Pinky. She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and her thumb of the shape of an L on her forehead. Well...
Taking a sip of my whiskey. Because it's amazing.
Anyways, Joe, what were we doing?
Not listening to me sing nonsense words to the...
Oh, all of your vocals were cut off, so I couldn't hear that.
Wow.
I need to show Dogboy over here.
I need to show him the kitten I'm taking care of at the animal shelter. Aww.
Dude, I would love to see the kitten at the animal shelter.
Balderdeem when? Probably never knowing Gene.
When I hate myself.
Stretch.
Actually, you know what? We should probably start doing it.
Because you missed the other Stretch redeem because you were being chased by that lady.
I gotta stretch. I'll get it on the 3D model chat. So if you want to send me $5,000 so I can get my 3D model, bet. I stretched.
Oh, yes, I'm not supposed to be singing. I will be a good girl.
The shape of an L on her forehead. Her name is Reese. I'm probably gonna adopt her when I get the money. Nice.
Oh.
I hear the squishy squashes. There it is.
I don't see them.
Ah!
Oh, there you go. Nice.
That was fucking sick. That was fucking sick.
Was...
You have to... You see how good I did? Did you see how good I did?
I admit that was good.
No, I'm not saying you doubting me. I'm just like hyping myself up a little bit more. Come on, let me have my moment for like more than 3 seconds. Jesus, Keeper.
Jesus Christ. All right, I'll shut up.
Talk more, though.
I love the crazed laughter. It's so much fun.
Which corner do you think she's in?
I don't know. I don't think she's in any corner.
Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming.
To scare you.
It didn't make sense not to live for fun.
And I'm
Your
not
brain gets
hardcore
smart, but
singing Boyden.
Yeah, that'd be like.
No, because my vocal cords are still kind of.
Sing some death metal for me.
I don't know any death metal.
All you have to do is growl.
I don't even know how to sing death. Oh yeah, no, I'm not growling for you. I'm sorry.
I stand following this other VTuber a couple weeks ago, and he pays more attention to me than anyone, even if they were following him before me. I guess that he just loves you more than I do. That's fair though.
That's right, Boyden. Barbecue sauce.
I'm gonna treat you more like the dad who wanted to leave you.
Meow meow. Meow meow.
Kitten Paws. Kitten Paws. Who the hell's Kitten Paws? What's up, Kitten Paws? Enjoy the sub.
Kitten Paws. Kitten Paws said meow. That's why I purred and meowed and nyan.
What?
Yeah, I did all 3.
Did somebody named Kitten Paws say this?
No, yeah, Kitten Paws in chat said meow.
There's a Kitten Paws. Hi, Kitten Paws! Sorry, I didn't see your name. Hello, how are you?
Yeah. So I said,
Sorry, I got distracted by a gay man.
long time no see.
It
Ooh,
is
there's
long
some
time
there.
no see. How are you doing?
Ooh.
Scared.
Yeah, because you
3,
don't like what you can't
2.
see.
No. No.
That's
Okay.
right. That's
Okay.
what frightens you the most. What you
No.
can't see.
Do you know what actually scares me?
When you can't have a
Kid
gun.
Mouse, I did not forget about you. You
Aw.
wrote. You did writing.
They're
Ah.
hurt. How could you? Oh God. Get wrecked, son. All those bullets, though. How much do you have left? Just the one?
Bullet? I got bullet. I got 3
you've got
bullets.
3. Okay.
That's true. You did. You do write. You do the writing. You should pay Outlast Trials. I uninstalled that game. I will not be playing that game anytime soon. No, I thank you for free Vanya. Again? Wait.
No, this is a different Vanya.
Why? So we had Come Back Vanya, now we have free Vanya. I didn't kidnap Vanya. Outlast Trials is a good game. I agree. Not my game. It just does not work well with my streaming style. No. It doesn't even scare me. It's like a lot of work of doing stuff. I don't play games that I feel are job related. Which is also why I don't play Phasmophobia. Ocean man, take me by the hand, take me for the land that you understand. Ocean man. Ah, there he is. Oh, shit. Ocean man. Okay. Come on, baby. Don't worry about. Got him. Just take me by the hand. That's a vibe. I'm this. And honestly, you're gifting us up. Also, Keeper, you still here?
Yeah, no, I'm still here. I'm sorry. I was told to send. I was told to pass along a picture. So I apologize. I was passing along a picture to somebody.
I got it. You're
Somebody
sending
might be
feet
you.
pics.
Yes, that's exactly. I'm wearing slippers and sending fake pics. Yep.
That's wild.
Yep.
What writing projects are you working on? I like the shrimps. Do you like the scrimps?
How do you like the scrimps? I got pinned by my scrimps and impreg post.
You're what?
Yeah, I got pinned. I think it was yesterday.
Why do you have
Because
a scrimps
I
post?
posted because in the chat.
Okay.
The shrimp is right underneath the impreg emote.
Okay.
And so I posted it. I posted it like this.
I like your kitty Halloween pajamas. Oh, okay, yeah. Is it gonna get pinned again?
I don't know. It might not.
Ocean man, take me by the hand, lead me to the land that you
I
understand.
love you, Vanya. I love you so much,
Ocean
Vanya.
man.
Come here, kiss me.
No. I'm so lost. There's like 3 rooms. What am I missing?
It's gotta be something important.
Yeah, it's my depression. Under pressure,
I
pushing
have crippling
down on me,
depression.
putting down on you. No one knows for. Under pressure. Push. Oh, there it is.
Exactly. It is great use of the scrimps.
Pushing down.
You're amazing
on
for
me.
making them. Oh. Oh, hey, you need to kill that.
Wow, you're so rude. This is a living thing.
I mean, it.
Crazy. I can't believe you had me kill that thing.
This is a living thing. Shotgun shell.
Oh, fun, kitten. That sounds like a lot of fun. Sometimes you just got to shoot a rat with a shotgun. I mean, what do you?
That sounds really cool, kitten.
Kitten.
Yes, Boyden was.
Was. No. Oh. Drew in the mask. Look, it's the cloak. It's cloak and dagger. Ah. Yes. I see what you mean. I want to be Vita, but I can't draw. I can't code, and I don't know how to make one. Booth PM. You can get one for $0 to $10. You can also get one for $30 or $50. Booth.pm.
Five big booms to the living thing. Blues can do. We can do.
Ah. Oh.
Oh, hey.
There's a whole
What'd you
chat.
do? Oh.
Can I?
Oh, hey. No, I think you're supposed to look through it.
This is normal. You can also go to Etsy to buy one.
You can't go to Etsy to buy one.
I'm a mediocre writer. I don't believe you. Sorry, I'm Sag and heartbroken. Why are you Sag? You need a sugar daddy? Then go get a free one. I ain't got no money for you. I ain't got no panties on. Ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on the dance floor. I ain't got no panties on. Ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on the dance floor.
Oh, did they make a noise? Excuse me.
Yeah, he's going. Rah, rah, rah. I was like, huh. You're not well again, penguin? I know that. Sunflower.
Oh.
Oh. Was that wrong?
The world will never know. Hold the look, hold the look, hold the look. Never mind.
I did.
Oh, it moved you to the door?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Put your holes away, chat.
I thought it was gonna have you look at the body.
Look at this photograph. Every time I do, it makes me laugh.
Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete?
I don't know what this fucking does.
Wouldn't you think I'm a girl who...
Oh! I did get the first one right.
There. You did get the first one right. You got that one wrong as hell.
I don't know. That seemed kind of like that was supposed to happen. Me, Aura.
Yes.
There you go. Look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my collection's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl?
I've got who's it's and what's its color.
I want thingamabobs.
You want thingamabobs? I've got 20. But who cares?
Hey, keeper.
Hmm?
Stop it.
I'm sorry. Yes, thank you.
Oh yeah, no, I can say that. I gave that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons. I gave that bitch a cannon. Bitches love cannons. Was that an anti-tank gun? No, it was anti-tank cannon. Ah, fuck, chat. We gotta go listen to it. I'm sorry, chat. You're just gonna have to hear the audio. Give me a second.
What are we doing now?
Listening to give that bitch a cannon.
Okay.
That's an anti-tank rifle. You just have to listen to it, chat.
I just got in trouble.
Oh, fuck. That's an anti-tank rifle. So good, so good. 2000s early humor hit different. Yes, 2000s early humor hit so different. I know what none of you know. Ziggy Boogie Doo, the demented cartoon movie. Go eat something. What'd you get in trouble for?
Because I was told to rest my voice by the person sitting behind me across the room.
Yeah, and you're supposed to rest your voice. And what'd you do?
Yes, I know.
Demented cartoon movie.
It's hard, okay?
Demented cartoon movie is back in the days when anybody tried to animate, and it's like a 30 to an hour long video of really shitty cartoon drawings. Back in the era of the end of the world. Chat, do you remember End of the World? I need to go back and review old. Why is your neck snapping? Stop it.
Oh, because I looked behind me.
But this motherfucker just got fucking like possessed by the devil. Just went, ah!
No, I had said that it's hard, and my husband said something, and it turned out that he was saying that's what she said. Yeah.
Back in my day, when humor was funny, actually no, my humor back in my day, I've gone back and looked at it. It was shit. It was shit. It was just funny because it was so crazy, and we had never seen anything like that before. Okay, and now when there's actual like effort put into comedy, like old comedy, it was bad.
Classic comedy.
Study hard, shit. You know what else is hot? I must met you. This is crazy, but here's my number, so call me maybe. Stop talking about your penis. God damn it! Put it away.
No.
Put it away.
Do.
We have guests.
Nobody can see it. It's under my dress.
I put it away.
Nobody can see it. Vanya, do you want to see it? Where's Vanya?
Hey, no. No, why am I looking behind you? I didn't mean to look behind you. I was like, where is it? Oh, look, if it ain't the Catholic Church.
Prince Vegeta. It's over 9,000.
I'm also single. Okay, what are we doing here?
We need to figure out which one it is and where.
Shit. Okay. Chat. You see this one? You see this
right
one?
there.
It's okay. Look at it. Okay. Close your eyes, chat. Close your eyes.
My eyes are closed. Okay.
We're picking it. Yeah, we did it, chat. Thank you for following Mina No KO. Welcome to the stream.
Mina no Ko. I think that's how I would pronounce it anyway.
Fuck you. I said Mina No KO.
When?
You're in a happily committed marriage.
Then don't say shit like that. Hi, Azalea. How are you?
You right?
I'm right.
They're never gonna let me live this down. But I need cuddles, Gene. In communist Russia, cuddles need you. My friend just called me a bottom. That's the first time I've ever said something true about me. No clue who King Botch is? Oh, they were a Viner.
Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Azalea.
Oh, Azalea, I'm very sorry. This ain't fun.
Nope.
Yes, that'll make me jealous. What is it? Is it $20?
Is it something about a job? I don't know. Sorry, I brought up the J word again.
In communist Russia, humor isn't a thing. Something about Musically. Something up before Musically. Do y'all don't remember Vine? Really?
I do. Road work ahead.
I sure hope it does.
Oh, Adam. It's the hot guy.
But I'm right here.
Okay,
Yik yak.
Another hot guy. You let him fall.
Thank God you're okay.
I miss Vine too, kitten.
No way.
They almost drowned when they went out boating, but I got a watermelon to keep me floating.
Watermelon.
Why was he putting cum? You gotta put yourself into the life-giving thing to make your life more. See, chat, this is what happens when you take away cum. He gets angry.
It feels like. Do you hear that?
Two bros
Look at him
chilling in
touch
a
his
hot
face with those
tub.
gloves.
5 feet apart because they're not gay.
And they were roommates.
No, he's dying.
What the fuck, Richard?
Pew 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 pew. Oh, you lucky
Don't
bastard.
shoot.
Pew 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 pew.
Heal him.
Pew 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 pew.
Gene,
Chat, he
heal
needs first aid.
him.
Pew 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 pew.
Don't
Good.
be a dick.
Fine, I'll heal. Pew 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 pew.
Oh my god, they were roommates. Oh fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
You look like you're hurting.
I need first aid.
Do you maybe need first aid? What if I?
Oh, Gene,
gonna-
redeem. There's a redeem.
Mwah. Thank you for being so super excited about me giving him a. Oh.
I'm in bad shape. I
Give
need
him,
help.
give him first aid.
Okay.
Gene, don't be a dick.
What do you mean much better?
You didn't give him anything. You didn't hold it. Press it hold.
No, but he got back up, chat. He's doing much better now.
Yeah, he's not healed.
He said he's doing much better.
He's not healed.
He's doing fine.
Gene.
Look, he's fine.
Insert fear turkey quad. Hurricane Katrina, more like Hurricane Tortilla.
I thought you were American.
I'm a lesbian.
Thank you for
I'm
gifting
American.
a gift to Azalea. Azalea, congratulations on the gift.
Huh?
Pew. Oh, he's gone, chat. He's gone. Where does he go? There he is. Oh. You know what they say?
Did you heal him?
Yeah, but he's just coughing up now.
Okay. It's okay, Joseph. You'll be okay.
Is he just? It's just his life now.
I think you need to start. It might be.
He's just depressed and coughing for the rest of his life now. Like
Depressed
every
also.
game. Oh
Did I
God.
jump scare you?
I smell pennies.
Yeah, I bet I did.
Thanks for the sub. It's funny because I can't hear those. Smell peanuts. Croissant. Ah! You made me almost drop my croissant. What are other vines I know?
Oh, he's okay now, chat. Just like every gay man I know. Invisible when you get too close.
Oh shit. So that's happening.
Nah, it's fine. Nah, it's fine.
You just left your partner to.
Nah,
fucking-
it's fine.
That's why you caught fire.
He's got it. Gay men turn invisible when you get too close. It's true. Ah! 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 Ah!
Oh no, Raven! I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Get closer then, gay man. Get closer. Approach me. Come here.
Road work ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does.
Sorry, I got an unholy trifecta of illness, sinus, and
hope
ear
you
infection
don't.
combined with stomach.
Or
That sounds
shoddy,
awful.
I don't mind. Fuck your chicken strips.
I love you,
Fuck your
bitch.
chicken strips. I ain't
Never gonna stop loving you, bitch. Bitch. Look, gay man. You say you don't turn invisible when you approach me, but approach me then. Come here. Prove it. Right now. Get closer.
I won't hesitate, bitch.
Enter my
Life
vicinity.
gives you lemons.
I'm fine for now. Meds have been taken. Nice. I'm proud of you. Bet. To be fair, if what I said is correct, they could be here right now. Oh, who's that? How you doing?
Oh, somebody
No
with like a quarter of a
knees.
face. Or 3/4 of a face, I mean.
He got them Megan Stallion knees.
That's it. I'm gonna say it. I don't care that you broke your elbow.
Do you know what though? Valid. Ah!
Don't fuck with me! I have the power of God and anime on my side!
You're messing with a
One
few
kid.
You're messing with a future U.S. Army soldier. Praise me. Azalea, darling. You are so very, very wonderful. I hope you know that. You bring a light into my eyes whenever I see you, and I do truly, truly appreciate you. You deserve only the best in this world, and I know sometimes things can be hard, but things will get better
Lipstick.
because you deserve it. I swear. Mwah. Thank you so much for the dream.
Lipstick and my white Valentino back. I can't do the fucking noises that woman makes.
It's because she's not real. You may be verified on Twitter, but are you verified in the eyes of God? Is this what today's stream is? Chat, whoever quotes the best Vine wins.
Well, I feel like it's already been done.
Shorty, I know.
Shawty, I don't mind.
Who's that Pokemon? It's Pikachu! It's Clefairy! Fuck! Darn, no vines. Oh no, Lacey, you can still win something else though. You can win my heart.
Aww.
Might end up conking out soon. I believe in you. Conk out.
Well, I hope that you get good rest, Raven, and that I hope that you have wonderful dreams because you deserve them.
Actually, that one's one of the best. You're all going to hell. Goodbye. Hi, I'm Michael with a B, and I'm deathly afraid of insects. Where's the bee?
Wait, where's the bee?
There's a bee?
That's a great one.
This looks pretty sophisticated. Why would they put a bomb
What's
like
another
this?
one? What's another
Do you think we can
one?
get past it? Stand
Hit
by.
it, gay man!
Let me see if I can disarm.
Press the button! Explode! Everyone knows that
Whoever-
gay men are invulnerable to bombs. It's true
I
facts,
said,
chat.
whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.
All gay men can defuse bombs, chat. Confirmed.
Confirmed. Completely confirmed. Very
Okay,
much
no.
so.
There's a difference between being brain rotty and there's another thing about repeating the exact same meme for an hour. Oh, that's kind of hot.
Choke me, daddy. I mean, what?
Oh, it's less hot.
Yeah, that was very much less hot.
It's Wesker. Oh.
That's what the fuck I've been saying.
I want a church girl who go to church and read her Bible. No, it's fresh avocado.
It's free Shabakadoo.
Look, let's just get out.
He
of here.
does need a head pat redeem.
There's
It's
something
very
wrong with
simple
this place.
too.
You didn't show me how to
just
do
need-
it.
He just needs a
show me how to
program
do.
called. You haven't asked. You haven't said.
Anyways,
that you
chat,
have
we're
the
gonna go listen to
time.
my demo reel now. Okay, I'll be right back. I don't think I'm gonna make it. My legs hurt. Even my brain hurts.
Reversing the polarity will cause a cataclysmic reaction of... turn the dials right. Make device go boom!
I thought I'd left you dead in the desert. I mean, haunted by ghosts, ain't I? I guess I deserve it.
Good evening, fellow Mad Cats. DJ Fang is ready to spin more records. Coming up next, 12 commercials back to back. My favorite.
You made it! I didn't think you'd come. No one else has. Still, you seriously made my day. We are not taking any more party members. Wait, are you wearing a dead possum as a scarf?
Nah, she ain't dead. She's just scared. The poor sweetie pie.
Please, take a seat. Right here, by my side.
Where you can't get away so easily.
I am nerd. Hear me roar. I can't really roar that well, but I'm trying, okay?
Well, that's what the last guy thought.
and you don't want to know what happened to him.
Do not be blinded by fear, my child. Embrace it. Welcome it. Let it pass. Remember, only you shall remain in the end.
I didn't do anything.
Help, Keeper, why am I here?
I don't know.
All right, there
I'm
we go.
sitting on your lap. Oh God.
Get out of me. Get out of me. Get out of me.
Well, that's not how it looked. It looked like I was sitting on your lap.
Macaroni with chicken strips. Excuse me, Jen. I burped. Have you decided to stop trying to murder me, friend?
I'm fine. No need to worry.
It does sound like the start of like a mad beat.
Avocados from Mexico, depression from my parents.
I mean,
Bye,
not
Azalea. Have a
wrong.
good day at work. Have a good one.
bye bye, bye Azalea.
Ba, 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 da,
What
ba,
the
ba.
fuck, Richard?
You know what they say.
I'm amazing.
Anyways, do they? Do they say that?
Yeah, they do.
Who are they? Hi, Amethyst.
Everybody.
It's been a little bit. How you been? How you been?
Amethyst.
Where you been? Where you been? Where you been? Where have you been? Where? I only remember Thomas Sander. I like Thomas Sander.
Story time.
He almost stepped on the steak! The steak! But it wasn't actually there. Someone tie me up and dick me down for real, for real? No. But good luck with that one. I believe in you. You got this.
I don't have a peanuts.
Yeah, but you keep talking about it being hard, apparently.
I do. I do talk about it being hard because I have a hard peanuts.
Oh, man. Want to date me? Say yes. Read the Bible backwards in Japanese if no. And then starts reading that's it's a Sonic Vine thingy where he then does it, and then Shadow
okay.
just starts reciting
Okay,
the Bible in Japanese. Oh, well.
I don't know that one. My
I
bad.
want a church girl who go to church
And read her
Bible. Breathe if you, oh yeah, it's breathe if you'll date me. I'm sorry, I messed it up. Breathe if you'll date me. Recite the Bible backwards in Japanese, or in Japanese if no.
What was the response one to that one? Because there was a response one. Fuck, I can't remember what it was.
Oh fuck.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Ah fuck. They didn't breathe. That's true. If I was a rich girl, no, 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 no. Crony did it. I only of that. Wait, Crony?
Oh,
As
it's
in
I Want a
VTuber
Jewish Girl. There we go.
Oh, don't breathe and recite the Bible in Japanese. That's what it is. Crony.
Someone did I want a Jewish girl who go to temple and read her Torah.
Crazy.
I was crazy once. They put me in a room, a rubber room, right, stretch my dick.
Chad, it's almost 3 a.m. Sleep is for the weak. That's true, Moreau. You'd be
It
surprised. But sleeping makes you weak, so stay awake forever. Until you
That's
can't stay awake
why
anymore.
I have insomnia.
If you ain't
If you ain't
got no money,
if
take
you
your
ain't got no
broke ass
money,
home.
take your broke ass home.
Well, damn, all right. Jeez, fuck. Bye. Bye, chat.
I'm already home.
Oh, I am home, actually.
Hurricane Katrina? More like Hurricane Tortilla.
I just want to be part of your symphony. Sleep is for the dead.
Wait, excuse me? Was part of her, were her legs missing?
No. Let go of me. Oh, over here.
We're in the dark, Jen.
Leslie.
Fine.
What's he doing?
Fine.
What you doing? What you doing, buddy? Buddy, you're throbbing. Have you tried not throbbing? How you doing, homie? All good? Want a little kiss? Want a little hug? You want to cuddle?
You don't look well at all. Do take care of yourself.
Huh?
Where is Leslie? Watermelon.
Watermelon.
My cat is sleeping on my bed. It's her bed now. It is her bed, Moreau.
You thought I had a...
Lost her bed.
You thought I had... something. Anyways, I don't know. Do you want to get a bag? Of course I want a bag. What am I going to do? Carry everything in my fucking head? I have 5 cats. You're a cat. Correct! Alright, how much longer do you have, or are you done, Keeps?
No, I can keep going.
Okay. Pronouncing things incorrectly. I'm an advocate. Cause I'm back, I'm really, really back. Cause I'm fat, Shimon. Don't you call me skinny or porky, or don't tell you once again who's fat. Do. Me and the boys at 2 a.m. looking for beans. Oh no. Oh no. That's not how you go swimming.
Get me out of this thing! Wait a minute. It's another trap. Look. It's much more elaborate.
Keeper, I'm confused.
Joseph, are you all right?
It's a trap.
Yeah, I'm fine.
It's a trap within a trap.
You better get down here.
Hmm.
Hold on, I'm coming.
I can't remember how I did this, but I do remember it taking me quite a few times.
Shit, let's hurry it up.
Okay. That's not what I meant to do. Not that direction. Not there.
I'm at a loss. Gotta help.
I don't know. Anybody find me somebody to love? They work hard every day. I try, but everybody wants me now. They say I'm going crazy. Say I got a lot of water in my brain. Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. Let me through. Am I going crazy?
No, it's locked though. Oh shit, nice shot.
Open the door! Open the door! Okay, give me a second.
I think you need to go through all of them. I think.
She's gonna drown, chat.
Because the water is rising.
Girl, boy, kitty, I don't care what you call me. Okay. You're such a good girl, boy, kitty. Such a good girl, boy, kitty. You really are such a good girl, boy, kitty, aren't you?
How are you?
Gay man, I wish you the best of luck. You find one, let me know. Stream idea, react to Vine compilations.
I would just laugh until I cry the whole entire time. Like, literally. That's me.
Life is too expensive. I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you. Let me skip this part. I don't want to watch. I'm all out of love. That's what you asked for. He's such a good kitty. There you go.
Think you better get down here.
I think you better shut the fuck up.
Brain goop.
Shit, let's hurry it up.
Shit, let's hurry up, chat. Don't worry. Na 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 na. Be happy. What happened?
What happened? Excuse? Excuse?
Did I die?
I have no idea.
Am I dead?
I don't think so. That was weird.
Chat, am I dead?
Yes, this is all a dream. It's a figment of your imagination.
Oh, hell yeah.
You've been dreaming our friendship for a very long time now.
I'm about to jump out this window. Let's go, chat.
Oh no, don't jump out the window.
I just need HuffPosh, need time. Oh, hi, Nova, by the way. Hello, hello, hello. I just need a cuddle buddy. I also need a cuddle buddy, chat. Hello, Sakura Roses VT. How you doing?
Hi, Sakura. How are you?
Sakura. Guten Abend, Sakura. Skip. I am A-okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm doing better than Keeper.
You better get down here. Hold on, I'm coming.
Why do you... What? I mean, you can sing. I can't right now because I'm not allowed to. So I guess that is an astute observation.
Me when I be stooting all over the place.
You do be a student all over the place. Shocker.
That's a shocker.
Oh my god, man. Shocker.
Okay, it's not in here. Where is it?
Aw, Sakura loved your model.
No, I love her model. Yours.
Oh, her model. Oh, thank you. I read your, not her.
You do have a cute model.
Thank
It's true.
you. Aw.
I ain't got no head.
So no head.
So no head.
Thank you, Sakura.
Ow.
I mean, both of you have great models.
No, no, no. It's too late. You're only allowed to like one model, and you chose there. Why are you stabbing me still? Let me out of the hole. Jesus. My God. I just.
You okay there?
No, I think
heal?
she's drowned.
Can you? Oh. Can you
So
heal?
clearly, I need to do a thing here. Wait.
I can't remember where you do it. I don't
It's
think.
not. You don't think it's a shocker?
I don't think so. I mean, you can try it, but I don't think so.
Alright, what if it is the shocker? Shit, I think she's dead. I just wanna be part of your symphony. You want gummy bears? I also want gummy. I also want gummy
Dude,
bears.
dying on our own, Joseph. You need to figure your own shit out, okay? Figure
don't
your own
understand.
shit out.
I can't keep up.
Okay, we're gonna try this again,
shit,
chat.
Yeah, he died. He did. There's got to be something within the rooms, and I can't remember.
Yeah.
I want gummy worms. Jean hasn't. You still haven't given Ari her gummy worms.
Aka, thank you for the
Oh,
gift of sub to Sakura.
Ritsuka, that's so sweet.
Thank you, Ritsuka. I really appreciate it.
No.
How you doing, Ritzy?
My mod.
Mm-hmm.
My mod, ladies and gents. And
Well, you see, if you were to come get your gummy bears and your gummy worms, I'd have given them to you, but you don't come to get them, so I just eat them, okay? What am I supposed to do? Not eat them?
No.
Okay, maybe it's back. Congratulations on being a sub. I want a cookie. I'll get you a cookie. I'll talk about your vents right now. You think I have vents? You fit in that tiny vent, I'd be impressed. Okay. There's only one thing I can think that I'm being very, very stupid about, okay?
Okay.
Okay, we got this. Perfect. Okay. Got the ammo.
I can't remember how I did this. I don't remember if I beat all of them or...
No, it's clearly that, like, there is a spot for a, like, a tool, like, to be used, whatchamacallit?
A wheel or cogwheel of some kind.
And so I think what it is
the goddamn thing.
is I need to open this door. And so that probably needs a key. I don't know if anybody carries the key. Like, do you think, like, one of them has the key?
I swear, I feel like there was a really big bad guy here for some reason.
Are you just telling me I'm not finding the bad guy?
I'm in bad shape. I need help.
How are you dead already?
Oh, shit. They just surrounded the bastard.
That's much better.
I got this, chat.
Renaud. Oh, just don't. Oh, no.
I'm alive!
Oh, you threw it and that guy hit you and you moved forward. You couldn't get out.
You know, I love this game. But also I hate this game. Because the amount of stupid things they put in, it's like, oh, we decided that you sprinted too long and now you have to stop moving and breathe and relax and wait for you to recover your breath. Also, we decided that this man slightly rubbed on you and now you can't move anymore. And now you explode and die.
And you explode into multiple pieces too. You were like you didn't have feet or
So no feet?
anything. So no, yeah. Basically.
So no feet, chat? Okay, here's what I think I'm supposed to do, okay? If you notice, I didn't say anything because I actually have no clue. I have no clue, chat. Somebody help me.
He didn't have a head. That's correct.
Okay, because you see this door here?
Yeah.
Doesn't open.
Oh, it's long.
And this door, I can't get over there. Okay.
Can't get over to.
Is this the way I can shoot? I have a theory, a game theory. This is probably not it, but we're gonna try this. Nope. Okay, well. Chad, I tried.
You did try.
Oh my god, Chad, I swear.
And like, honestly, at this point, that's all you can ask for besides taking every single fucking one of them out. That's literally all you can ask for. Oh no. Oh, you survived that. Holy shit. You need to heal. Bitch is still standing and still alive. What the fuck? Is that allowed? What the fuck? Is that allowed?
Alright, chat, we're just killing them all. That's it.
Fighting. Because, like, at this point, I really don't know what to do.
Okay.
Like, there's...
This can't be it. This can't be it.
No, this can't be it. What is it? Keeper, what is it? I can't remember.
There should probably be a key somewhere.
But where?
Who the fuck knows?
No, I know.
The fuck do you mean they have dynamite?
Oh. Oh shit.
Honey Bunch, I am trying my hardest. This is insane, right?
No, this is. I don't know.
Alright, we're just gonna keep going, chat.
What the fuck's her name? Do we remember her name? What's her name?
Piss McBabyface.
How to save Tits McBabyface.
No, piss McDavyface.
Oh, piss McBabyface.
That sounds awful. I'm sorry that the insane in the membrane, insane in the brain, insane in the membrane, crazy insane, got no brain. Okay. Oh, sorry. Stop being alive. Oh! Okay, I'm back. She's still alive? Okay, she's still alive.
I can't remember her name.
I don't care what her name is. She's just gonna die.
It helps me. It helps me though if I know her name, because
No.
then I could help us.
No, we're not looking it up. You're not allowed to look it up.
Okay, well I'm gonna look it up and not tell you.
Reload! No fucking shit, my guy. Okay. If it makes you feel better, my ex cheated on me almost 4 years of relationship with a dude. That sounds rough, bud. I hope you're doing okay.
Sorry, I'm not whatevering chat. I'm whatevering the sister there. Careful. Nice. No shit, Joseph. Would have never guessed.
I think there's still something nearby. More of them on the move.
Oh my god.
Never would have fucking guessed.
Let me through the door. I'm gonna try something.
What are you gonna try? Oh,
Hi, friend. Oh my god.
Oh, friends.
Hi, friends. Do you like violence?
Do you
want
have
to see me put?
shotgun shell?
What do you mean it didn't hurt him?
That was bullshit. It was bullshit. It was like preemptively going in for a kill hit, and so it didn't. That's bullshit.
I'm so upset.
Hydrate and redeem, or hydrate and stretch.
Rubber room with rats. The rest of me are crazy. Crazy ass crazy wants to put me in a room. Rubber room with rats. The rest of me are crazy. Crazy ass crazy wants to put me in a room. Rubber room. I drank and cheers. Leave a stretch.
Thank you. My neck needed it.
My neck.
Okay,
my
so
back.
we've hit a checkpoint.
Yeah, apparently. This is standard difficulty. It's just like I think that so.
No, yeah.
In my head, this is a timer, but I think it's. In my head, that is a timer. Okay, like the water filling up. I think it might not be a timer. I think it's just a special effect. And I think that's what's been happening. It's been causing me to panic. I'm like, oh, it's a timer. I need to be done soon. No.
No, yeah, no, I feel that. I'm the same way. Like, dude, it feels like she's about to fucking drown. We need to fucking get the, save her ass.
Watch out! They've got dynamite.
No shit, Jonathan.
No, the fucking door! I hate this. It's so stupid.
We got this. You've got this. We've got this. You can do it. I believe in you.
I don't. Glad one of us does. Chat, we got this. You need to stop exploding. I'm trying not to explode. This is so dumb.
But bro, it really is harder than what it looks like.
Are you trying to? Are you saying that I'm playing badly? Are you saying I'm playing badly? That's why you're saying it looks harder than it.
Not what I'm saying.
Yeah, see, Gene just looks like he sucks, but in reality, he doesn't suck. Chat, just in case you didn't understand what they were saying. Yeah.
The game is really hard.
It's not even hard. I'm just trying to figure what I'm supposed to do out. Like, they're not difficult to kill. They're just,
It's a pain in the ass. Dude, you're
bullshit.
creepy.
Come on.
Exactly.
Come on.
Joseph,
Oh,
shut
oh,
the
fuck.
Oh, God.
All right. Okay, open the stupid door. Come on. Hi, Aka. Mwah.
Ritsuka. Hi.
Come on.
There's harder difficulty.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Was there anything else in the room? I'm afraid to have you go back in there and something happen. Don't go back in. Unless you want to.
Oh my, really? Oh, here they are. Sorry, Chan, I got EP. I got EP.
Oh god.
Hi, thank you. Hello, Moxie, thank you for the sub.
Fucking masks. The fucking porcelain masks. Do you have any healing?
I do.
Cool. There's one on the table too.
Thank you for the healing. You broke your mirror. How'd you break your mirror? Don't do that. That's so dumb. Okay. There we go. There we go. I hope you and your mirror are okay. Thank you so much, Ritsuka. I really, really do appreciate it. Every gifted sub is so incredible.
Oh shit.
Come on. What the hit his leg! Oh shit.
Oh my god, shit.
Explode ready. There it is. Oh, the water still hasn't filled up.
No, she's just treading water.
That was close.
Alright, can I... Let's see if we're finally... Oh, whoops. Oh, what I want to do. Put it away. See if this finally works. Is there...
You better come have a look at this.
I'm glad you're doing okay, Moxie.
I'm gonna be so upset about this.
I can't get the thing open.
Yeah?
I think there's another control panel around here.
Really?
We're running out of time.
Yes, we are.
Oh shit.
Where do these cables go? I'll go. Tell me what to do.
If this door opens when I get over there, I'm going to kill myself.
So, no, you're
Sorry,
not.
I didn't mean to say
No,
that, chat.
you're
I didn't mean to say the inner side.
No.
Oh my god, the door's open! Isn't that so funny, chat? Isn't it so funny how the door's open now?
I think there's another control panel around
Oh shit.
It's right here. Am I gonna use the control panel? What's going on?
I think there's another control panel around here.
What do you mean another? Okay, fine. Just kill me. Thank you. I don't want to live anymore. I'm so frustrated.
No, I feel you.
Hello, Noir. How you doing, Noir? How are you, EP?
Noir. Hi, Noir.
Don't contribute to a statistic. I can't stop me. When losing our minds, can't somebody just tell me I'm fine? No,
See, now there's a time limit.
Yep. Okay, wait. So here's a.
It's not that one. Oh. Just ignore them all.
No, there's got to be something here that I'm missing.
Oh.
Because that's not lit, right?
No.
We need to move.
Oh my god.
Just die, you motherfucker. There we go.
The one with for V. Oh, Booth PM is a website for purchasing VTuber models.
Look at the control panel. It's got the same kind of dial
Thank you, Noir, but no backseat. Okay, no backseating. Even though we, like, it's appreciated, no backseating.
22 on top and 5 on the bottom.
Oh. Booth PM, yes. Booth period PM, like .com.
22.
Are you all right?
I believe in you. Got this. All right, chat. We did it. We did it. Oh God.
Are we sure we did it? That was intense. Yeah, well, I wasn't a big fan of the second one anyways, Noir.
Hang on, I'm coming.
Easy. That's impressive. Not quickly, huh?
I didn't know that there was plans for a third.
Oh, there's the crack. I wish they didn't have things like that, though, where they're just like, here's a super intense thing. She's going to die, and it's filling up with water, and everything's going to be over. It's like, cool. So I need to, like, not fight everybody who's in front of me. Oh, no, we want you to fight everybody. Just kidding.
Yeah. Stuff like that's so irritating.
Oh, well.
I love ragdoll physics.
Me too. Me too, boo, me too. What are you sighing at?
Nothing, just ragdoll physics.
Mm-hmm. All right. What are we doing here, chat? We're going to do this, or I'm going to do this. How do I make more of you?
Can you make syringes?
There we go. That's what I needed. Yes.
Scrimps and preg, scrimps and preg, scrimps and preg, scrimps and preg.
Joseph, it's me, Barack Obama. That's what Barack Obama sounds like, chat, by the way, in case you didn't know. Hello? Is anybody there? Hello? Is anybody there? Hello?
Looking for.
Mr. Obama? Help me, Mr. Obama.
Puddings.
I'm gonna drown, Mr. Obama. Then drown.
Gene does a really good Scooby impression.
Yeah, you ready? You ready? Hello, it's me, and I'm Scuba-Doo. I'm Scooby, I'm the Scoop guy. Yeah, it's me, I'm Scuba-Doobers.
I have drank enough for that. That was funny.
Thank you. It's also I also do a really good Pikachu. Hey, yo, it's me, I'm a fucking electric rat or something. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
I'm walking here, Ash Ketchum.
I'm a New Yorker. I'm a New Yorker, but not from Boston with my coffee and my hot dogs.
Yeah, I'm Batman. It's me,
It
Batman.
sounds like she loses brain cells.
That's true.
I don't lose brain cells. I just
That requires you to have them in the first place.
How dare I could leave any second.
I mean, yeah, you are very capable. I believe in you. You're so strong and capable and smart.
Whew.
Get complimented, motherfucker.
No, thank you. I'm
Don't
really bad at
hurt
taking
me.
compliments,
Don't
by the way.
hurt me. I don't want to be hurt. Tee-hee.
But liquid courage.
Pikachu, you get out of here. Pikachu, get out of here.
Get out of here.
It's me, Mario. I'm Mario, and I got the brother. His name's Loeggy or some shit. I don't know. It's not funny. Stop laughing. This is why Game Grumps have two people, so that one person laughs and the other person can like be like, oh, at least somebody thinks my joke's funny, you know? And then you can get the classic like, please laugh. Please not like pity laugh or something.
So are we the new game? No, I'm just kidding. We can never.
Yeah, it's me. I'm Aaron Hansen. I'm handsome. I'm a guy. I got you got the little hair
I would
thing.
run too if Pikachu sounded like that.
He's me, Ego Raptor. I drew on Newgrounds and said some racist things back in the early 2000s.
Oh God.
But now I'm better.
Look at that ass.
I can't. There's too much
Those
light.
heels too. Those heels. She's going around in them heels.
Well, look. It's an action movie. Clearly, she's required to have them thick ass heels. How else her butt gonna look good when she's running away from zombies, Keeper? What you want to not look good when she's running away from zombies? Come on.
I'm just saying.
Come on. She's gonna break an ankle, but her ass is gonna be fat. Like, hey, you take some, you lose some. Death, but a nice ass.
I'm glad you're both all right.
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it, chat. How does Ada look so hot without showers?
Because Ada just does. It's Ada.
I mean, Ada doesn't shower? Hey, yo, that's kind of...
Oh,
well.
shit.
I'm a Goopa Goober! Do all of your friends grab you by the waist when they first see you?
Yes.
Oh.
Another one of those doors.
You got better friends than I do, apparently. All my friends go, how did you get in here? Who are you? I want to see my family.
You have the wrong kind of friends.
I'm just like, good one. It's so funny, Chuck. My name's Richard. It says, yeah. Chuck plays some good practical jokes. Love the guy.
No, my friend grabs my ass.
It's our favorite useless NPC,
Sebastian.
Joseph.
Forgotten something?
Yeah. Your phone number. Aha.
So it's 555.
Oh yeah.
367.
555. Okay, I get it. All right. I'm just gonna. I ain't got no keys. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no girly action. Cry and I cry and I cry.
Honestly, Beam and my wife friend both say that.
I know he upsets me. His horrible stamina is anger inducing. I've upgraded it like half the way just so that he quits going. And then he drops a fat beat. Yeah, I don't know what I'm on right now, but you know what it is? Very little sleep and too much time spent doing everything.
Probably.
Oh, Twitch is acting up again. Oh,
yeah,
no.
it is. It is acting up. It started to load. Like the screen started to load on my end, and I was like, oh shit.
We have 0 drop frames, though, so if you'd like to refresh stream, please do so.
It had finally caught up, so.
I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no girly action. I try, and I try, and I try. I can't get no. Have you ever heard that song?
It's been a minute.
And then there's the, maybe because you got sat on a wheelchair playing drugs and also affects the twitch. Well. Oh, I slept at a perfectly fine time. I woke up at 3 a.m.
I woke up at 2:30.
Waking my way downtown, walking fast to Seasons, Boston, and I need you, and I miss you.
Ooh, I like that.
And now I wonder. What do you like this?
Finding perspective. You've
Okay.
built a life on solid ground. Sometimes the world will call you to take risks, but trust that your stability is your strength. What you've created isn't a cage, it is a foundation, and from there you can safely reach for more.
Mm-hmm. Well, that was goofy.
I like that.
Oh, no, I like that. I was talking about the thing I just saw.
No, I figured.
No, I was just calling you goofy, being like, oh, your gorge.
And I will never ever do that again on this stream ever. I'm gonna leave
Max,
now.
your mother left me. Max, my door's
Goodbye,
father.
chat. Goodbye, everybody. Oh shit.
Waka waka.
It's that bitch again. It's that bitch again. It's that bitch again. You need to start running.
She's so scary. Wait. Ow. Well.
You just trapped yourself in with the hot lady with extra arms.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
What the fuck?
Fire seems to work.
Okay, she caught fire. Thank fuck for that. Alright, you got this. I believe in you.
I don't.
Old people reaction time shit. No war.
Why do you hate
How
me?
rude.
All right, fine. You know, I'm gonna. I got this, chat. I got this.
Shotgun, not the motherfucker.
You think I have shotgun ammo?
Oh, you don't? Damn. That's okay. I wouldn't use shotgun on the fucking bird anyway. Oh no.
Blow up.
No.
Blow up. What the fuck? I want it. What's it? Why is it not blowing up?
It moves too fast.
No, but I feel like it should like blow up anyway. Isn't there like a timer thing where it can just blow up?
Apparently not. Oh, that's so stupid.
I was being clever, chat.
Being clever.
Chat was being smart.
Apparently it didn't want to work.
Chat was thinking.
We boys are supposed to shit.
We're supposed to shit.
I've never.
We boys,
had
we be pooping.
Hard feeling.
We boys be pooping. Mad poops, chat. Mad poops.
Shit talking, bro.
I got this. All right, chat.
That crow shit up with that bottle.
That's the goal. He's so dramatic with his door opening.
It really is. Like, dude, it's just a door.
Fucking blow up.
He did
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. How's it feel? Huh?
Get wrecked, bitch. Okay, quit wasting ammo. Quit wasting ammo. I have to brush through my tail again, then take measurements for a binder. I'm actually really happy with this around the second one. Yay!
Hey, Chad, I'm out of ammo.
Are you oh my god.
Hey, chat, I have nothing to defend myself.
You're kidding me.
You might be surprised.
Oh, Gene.
Ah, I have no ammo.
Ooh.
That's fine. Got her.
We did get her. Good job. But considering that this is a boss fight...
Bet I can get her again. Gleam. Ah, it's already been used. Ah. I missed. It wouldn't let me do it. Well.
Oh, I remember who she is now.
Obama.
Yep. Obama.
Well, chat, it has been 2 hours, and it's been 2 hours and 30 minutes. I think this might be a good stopping point.
Okay.
You all good with me stopping here, chat?
No, you have to beat the boss.
You're not, chat.
Yeah, I know.
You're not real. Oh God, don't be alive.
I'm not real. What the fuck am I then?
Mr. Obama. Where's she at, though? Oh, shit.
Right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there, right there. In the fire. She's in the fire. Okay, KC, or K-Cat Attack, redeemed in audio.
Okay, Casey, DM me on da. Oh, we're dead, chat. We're just dead. It's over. Or hit me up on Twitter. You can just DM me on Twitter and tell me what you want, and we'll do that. And then you can ask me what you want. Girly Pop, would you like to come over? Girly, honey, lovely, sweetie pie. What did it blow up? What did it blow up? What did it blow up?
There you go, you got her.
All right, where's the next one?
Oh shit, she's like right there.
Oh shit, she lurched forward.
And she did. Holy shit. You can't take chances like that again. You've pulled that one already.
Just gotta find the other one now.
Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Clean. Oh God!
Oh no! She climbed with you.
No! Into the fire! Thank you for the sub.
Yeah, I don't know what the game expected to happen. I don't know what the game expected of you there.
All right, chat. Well, that's gonna be the end for today. Hope you all had a good one. Thank you so much, Anka, for all the subs. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Anonymous, for all the subs. I really, really appreciate it. You've all been the absolute best. You've been amazing. I hope you all had a lovely time. You've all been so fantastic, so great. Was that?
I had fun.
Did you? Are you sure?
No, yeah, I had a lot of fun. Seriously.
Amazing.
Like, I can't wait until part 3 for this.
Okay, chat. We gotta find something to raid into. We're not gonna raid into ASMR.
Was it fun? Was it fun, Boyden? Was it a great stream?
I think it was good.
Sorry, I'm harassing your viewers.
How dare you? Why are you so mean?
Just the one in particular.
Okay, what's going over here? That's peculiar. Okay, well, we won't raid into that. What are they doing? Return of Fish, Mira's stream. They're playing, what are this? For 6 hours. Goblin Field. We're raiding into Goblin Field, chat. Okay, chat, we're gonna go raid into Goblin Field. You all be amazing. I love you all so, so very much. Keeper, is there anything that you want to plug? Do you have any events or anything going on?
On Friday, I'm going to be doing a karaoke stream, so there's that.
All right, chat.
I'm nervous and excited about it, so yeah.
Well, go give Keeper a follow if you haven't followed. Hi, Vampire. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for the redeem. Casey, definitely just DM me on Becca. Mwah. DM me on Twitter. I'll make your audio. Here is the raid message chat. It's short. You can just copy a few of them.
Yay, Moxie.
And I will see you all later, okay, chat? Thank you all for being as amazing as you have been today. I had a lot of fun.
No, yeah, it was a lot of fun, guys.
Bye for now.
Bye. Mwah.
I'm sorry, Robin. Bye.